The first one, I want to give a little shout out to Apricity Press. They were the first to publish it, and it's called Hotel Inferno. I keep describing myself as a high luxury communist. If I must ride out a fever in bed, I'd prefer the sheets were satin, you know. But on to more pressing matters. How's the lighting in hell? Can I order oysters? A Negroni? God, Dante was lucky to have Virgil guide him through this swamp. I bet they didn't even split the tab. I often ask myself, which dead poet will hold my hand as a man eats his own spleen in front of me? You don't seem to understand that I'm trying to cultivate a tragic allure. Think sullied cherub, but unamused, slightly argumentative over the title. It's something like the sensation of a stage name, the way rabbit fur feels against your skin. Walking through a party, I want people to look at me and whisper, she's very well connected. Sometimes you don't want to get kicked out of the bar. Sometimes you don't mean to have sex in an alley. Sometimes you find yourself at the edge of human history, dragging on a cigarette and writing its last seasonal poems.
All right, so this last poem is called Trash Sendin'. And it's about the future, I guess. Let's stuff newborn mouths with plastics, wear 50-gallon trash can liners as furs, zip-tie disposable dinnerware to the end of a Swiffer mop spear. Dip palms in an ink pool of crack toner cartridge and get handsy with the inside of a cave wall. Let's swap blood-logged organs for lightweight hoses and pouches. Lungs are vacuum bags, liver a distiller's retort. Pilgrimage is inevitable, and the highest form to which the body aspires. As the Buddha, printed on a yoga mat, instructs, let capitalism kill itself with speed. Let mind be riparian and float out into the ocean. The self is the gyre's pull. Pacific garbage patch, the last pristine place on earth. The earth rests its empty head against the breast of universe. She disposes of the bodies. We melt into a living collective. A sea turtle lays eggs in my stomach. Anchovies feed on the skin of legs wilted toward the ocean floor. Spongy bones are a network of caverns filled with salt water and shrimps. Decades of nail growth curl keratin coral branches over fingers, and my hair is an endless kelp stipe, plumbing the depths, its slight curve an echo of the Earth's rotation. Thanks.
This next one is a sonnet, and it's also a found poem. What I did with this one is I read one of my favorite short stories called A Very Old Man with Enormous Wings by Gabriel Garcia Marquez, and I just circled words and phrases that jumped out at me, and then that turned into this poem. So this one is called We Spun the Globe to Forget Our Grievances. The world had been sad since Tuesday, powdered light, weak, moving, and the groaning, in spite of the silence, tremendous, each fallen body calm or sick with stupor, dressed and half plucked for some entangled occasion, but in the end, familiar. The inconvenience of what had intelligently rendered each place foreign. A storm that, like death, needed just one mistake. Flesh and blood angels held captive and set free. Fugitive survivors, but they too eventually gave in. The rain woke the fever, a supernatural circus, and all too soon, conjectures concerning the future, where we might win all wars, were starved of air slowly. Who could take charge of the universe in an instant? Open the door.
This is called for flowers. This is called for those who thought flowers don't have teeth. And thinking about capitalism, I think about the mission and how gentrified it is, and how the black and brown folks in that particular neighborhood are fighting to keep their traditions and their way of life. When the dark ships come sailing down from their Sunday bell stops, I will know the sound of a liberation reverting forward into itself, every slick-eyed pain reversing into healed skin and taking shots of communion. When the citywide ghosts touch down to finally rest, I will know what it sounds like to breathe a symphony full of blackness and not choke on a body playing solo. People will applaud the bars I played into shapes that fit moans of laughter. And when the tar dances itself out, the body still living between a 5-dime alleyway called Julian, sentenced to failed mission, to everyone it rescued, but the mariners who got it drunk and disenfranchised, not like the movies. The danced out tar and 5-dime alleyway bodies will mix the black and brown, watch heaven explode into a million different stoops, all telling out plates with buckets of soy on plantains, middle daughters and their middle fingers to the sky. And when every plot of black moon rocking chaired at the end of a long line of grievances gets up and uses a scythe to plant the disease back where it came from, 55 flowers will line up 5 deep and take turns swilling their way through the bowling green, gathering lost stems with drum dirt inside. When every single tooth that cut itself on the mumbling choke of a brain sharpens the angle of the catch and fights to bloom, I will have the last word for those who thought flowers don't have teeth.